food part.
Thank you very much. The gentleman from Virginia is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Madam Secretary, for being here. You were right that America is the breadbasket of the world, but the Shenandoah Valley of Virginia is the breadbasket of the Commonwealth. Largest ag-producing district is mine. I'm on this subcommittee for a reason. I appreciate your comments about HPAI, representing a large turkey-producing district, one of the top in the country. I appreciate your comments about the vaccine, and please consider us for a pilot project as well.
Yes, yes.
I want to also go back to also the new voluntary food label product of the USA. I've heard from various producers in my district and beyond that are pleased with the loophole this rule closed for imported products being passed off as produced in the United States. Thank you for working on this to highlight American products, strengthening of American food supply lines, and investing in American farmers and small businesses. Can you take a moment to talk about this initiative and why it's important?
Thank you so much. The product of the USA, and again, started before us. These conversations happened in the last administration, but there had never been any rulemaking on it. And so what we did is ensure that for a long time, you've been able to say you're a product of the USA if you're processed, if your cattle are processed in America, but not raised in America. And that was the massive loophole that we closed that previous administrations have not been willing to close. There's a lot of lobby pressure to not close that loophole because obviously for the international corporations, that's a really big deal. And the research shows that if you claim you're a product of the USA, that our customers will obviously gravitate, even for a little more money, will want that product. So we closed that loophole. So now to be able to say you're a product of the USA, you've got to be born here, raised here, processed here and harvested here, and that was the big change. We're also putting some significant earned media, but also some paid media behind it. Yesterday at USDA, we did our first commercial on it. We had a big, not a big guy, but a medium-sized Nebraska beef come in, and they are now, they slaughter about 2,000 head a day. They are now putting product of the USA, and all of their beef are raised in Nebraska or around Nebraska. So we think it's going to be a really big plug for our cattle raisers. Again, at a time our cattle herd is at a 75-year low, we've got to be incentivizing everything we can to build that cattle herd back. And so this is a big part of that, and also just putting America first and our American ranchers first.
Absolutely. We're so glad you're taking action on that. Talked about turkeys, talked about cattle, I want to talk about dairy. Another big issue in the valley. The Shenandoah Valley is home to dairy and plant-based beverage production facilities that employ hundreds of people and represent significant capital investment in the region. I appreciate the work your department and FDA have done together on the ultra-processed food definition, including the joint request for information last year. That RFI rightly noted that foods like yogurt could be caught up in a broad definition and that we need to be careful about unintended consequences. And as USDA continues this joint effort with the FDA, can you walk us through how the department is working to make sure the definition that emerges protects nutrient-dense, dairy-fortified, plant-based foods and animal proteins, the kinds of products that your dietary guidelines encourage Americans to eat more of?
Yes, and clearly, obviously, Secretary Kennedy and I have been hand in glove on this. We don't agree on everything. We actually surprisingly agree on most things, and he has been an incredible partner in this effort and redirecting HHS while we have redirected USDA alongside Marty McCary at the FDA to really work together in an unprecedented way to take the corporate lobby piece out of the dietary guidelines to ensure that we're actually relying on real science and not what these big companies say is healthy and is not healthy. And the good news is it's not difficult. It is really eating real food, and we all know what that is. The challenge is making sure that all of our communities on both sides of whatever state you're in, whatever community, have access to that real food. But this is the next step, and we have very smart teams of people that are not captured by any industry that are currently digging way down into exactly what that definition should be. And then again, as we're rewriting the school lunch meals right now, as we're working to provide more healthy food through SNAP, et cetera, that this is going to be a significant piece of that, and will inure to the benefit of the future of America and our health, but also our farmers and ranchers who are the ones who really are producing the nutritious, nutrient-dense foods.
Thank you for your leadership, Ms.